All right, we are live. See if some people hop on in here. Give it a few minutes because I know there's Tuesday morning. It's probably people are trying to get some stuff done. Let's see. Well, I hope so. Do. See if anybody wants to chat. Hello, how are you today? Hey, Pete's Little Homestead, how are you? Doing pretty good. Just trying to stay cool I'm trying to stay inside. Okay. The 4 blessings that's in the chat is my husband. He's at work, so he's watching there. Anything exciting going on today? Anybody? Hey, Miss Abby, how are you? I think it's been pretty hot everywhere. I know there's even been a lot of people. We're in Texas, so I mean, it hasn't been like temperature wise, it hasn't been as hot this year, but the heat index has been crazy because the humidity's been so high. But yeah, hey Broussards, how are you guys? People are starting to get in. But yeah, it's just the humidity has been insane. You can't walk outside with this instantly becoming drenched. And then we keep having these little like rain showers, just enough to really get the humidity up. So hey Summer, how are you doing today? But I really don't have anything specific to talk about. I'm just kind of hopping on, just chit chat with everybody, see how everybody's week's going. Everybody's staying cool. Number 3. I know we talked last week about trying to do a giveaway, and we're still going to. It's been one of those kind of hectic weeks that, I mean, Eddie's been working so much that he hasn't been able to really do much of anything on live, or even he's been getting videos. He just hadn't had a chance to like get anything uploaded because if he's not working, he's exhausted. Yeah, I know. just going out to water it even early in the morning. You water the garden and you come in and you look like you were the one playing in the water. I mean, even the other day I posted some pictures of the kids playing in the sprinkler, but it was at like 8 o'clock at night. So it was when the sun was already starting to go down, and it wasn't quite so bad. It might get kind of bright for a second. I'm going to see if I can. Oh, that just made it worse, didn't it? Whoop. Okay. Hey, Nathan. But yeah, it's hard to do anything outside. And I know the kids get bored being inside, but I get nervous with them being out in the heat of the day. Like a couple of days ago, we went to the community park in town, and it was still, it was like 10:30 in the morning, and within 20 minutes, I mean, they were both beet red and soaked in sweat, and I mean, we had water, but it wasn't doing much. But yeah, it's heat's been insane this year. And I know it's also taken a toll on our garden, even though, you try to water and everything, but like the tomatoes, they're starting to really get hit hard. They're still producing, but they're not as pretty as they were a few weeks ago. So, but I feel bad for Eddie. He's working so much outside, and I keep worrying that he's going to end up making himself sick, if not worse. Like Saturday, he ended up, or no, was it Saturday or Sunday? Part of Saturday and part of Sunday, he didn't do much of anything. He pretty much slept the entire time, which is very unusual for him. So, hey, Rachel, how are you? I'm excited to see everybody in here. But so does anybody have a topic we can talk about? I do have my coffee, so. Sometimes you need those late days. Like my two kids are still in their PJs. Some days you just have to have a chill out PJ day. We don't grow grapevines. When we bought our property, the whole front of the fence and the gate area was completely taken over by grapevine. We ended up having to remove a bunch of it so we could take bring our house in, but we don't grow grapevine at the moment. Maybe somebody else does. PJ days are awesome. Usually afterward, like by about midday, you kind of feel like, man, I haven't done nothing today, but that's okay. Some days you just need that. Like I said, I don't really have anything specific to talk about. I'm just kind of getting on and chit-chatting with people. when you're at home with little ones all day, sometimes it's nice to have adult interaction, even if it is just via YouTube. Hey, Ashley. Yeah, I don't have my bangs done right now, so they're just kind of hanging to the side. Go finish my welding job. I don't think you'd want me to do that, Edward. You'd have a whole nother thing to fix. But cheers. So, anybody else trying to get their kids ready for school? I know Ashley is trying to get her curriculum stuff for their homeschool. Anybody else getting their homeschool stuff ready or getting their kids just ready for regular public school? I know I think we've pretty much got Maddie situated on school supplies, so that's good. It's one less headache to worry about. And then Zeke will be going to his 2-day-a-week pre-K class. I don't really think they need much there, but I haven't heard yet. That's awesome that you have some stored up, Nathan. Our poor garden has just been gone through the ringer this year. We got tomatoes going, and we have those little snack peppers. I can't remember if they're yellow or if they're, but yeah, the little lunchbox snack peppers. Those did pretty good so far. Yeah, our daughter's gonna have kind of a rough day. She's been doing this tumble class in town, and she's been doing it for almost a year now, but she loves it. She's awesome at it. But we found out a few weeks ago that the lady who owns the building and does the tumble class, her and her family are moving, so they're shutting it down. So today is her last day of tumble. So she yesterday was Zeke's last day. He just did it for the summer, but when she was like, I told her that tomorrow, which was yesterday, told her tomorrow was her last tumble class day. She almost started crying. See, I love squash and zucchini. I kind of force feed my family on squash and zucchini. For it much at all. Eddie will eat a little bit, but that ratatouille looked really good. Like I said, if I could get my family to eat it, I'd probably make that. I think it would be a dinner for one that night. But yeah, I like zucchini and squash. I don't know. Eddie doesn't really care for it. I think more because of the texture, and the kids are just defiant with any type of vegetable. Yeah. Well, and see, that's something we were talking about last week. So I know and some of my friends do this, like, where they make a meal for one meal for them, for the adults, and one meal for the children, which is separate. But I'm that mean mom. I, I fix what I fix, and they eat it or they starve. They usually, with vegetables, especially it's more of our daughter, but with her, I can usually, tell her, okay, you have to at least eat, 3 bites of whatever it is. And she's usually pretty good about it. You liked it the way I did it in the cast iron? Well, that's good. At least I know there's an option there. Yeah, you eat or you don't. And, it's always different when they're babies, because there's only so much they can eat. But now that they're old enough to eat what everybody else eats, so there's no other really options. And if they don't eat their dinner, they don't get anything after dinner. If they're hungry, they're going to eat what's on their plate. Yeah. Yeah. Just put it in front of them every day. That's what you get. Eat it. You'll eventually love it. But yeah, usually I can at least get, our daughter to eat a few bites of it. And it's just, one of the things like her pediatrician kind of was like, well, that's good, because at least, you're constantly, bringing, she's not constantly having to try it. So eventually she'll acquire a taste for it. She may not love it. It may not be her favorite thing, but she'll eat it. Yeah, I can understand being an emotional eater, because I'm a super sensitive, emotional person. I try not to be, but I am. So if if I'm ever anywhere and there's somebody like crying, or even if it's happy tears, like, I may not even understand what's going on, but I'll be crying. And when I get emotionally wounded, I kind of fall into myself. And so one of the ways is like, I'll just, I need chocolate or whatever. Not as bad as I used to be, but it's a work in progress for sure. And see, ice cream used to be my big one. That was like, especially, so after our son was born, after Zeke was born, and, you know, for a while it was understandable, because, he was nursing, and so I was up a lot throughout the night. But even after he got to the point where he was sleeping through the night, I kind of developed insomnia, or I called it momsomnia, because I would just, once everybody was in bed and asleep and the house was kind of quiet, I would get to, turn the TV on to something I wanted to watch and fold laundry. But I would also tend to snack late at night. And one of my go-tos was ice cream. And you tell yourself, this is stupid, you don't need to be doing this, but it becomes a habit and almost like an addiction, because it was like I needed that. I could not wait to that point for everybody to be in bed and for me to go and have some ice cream. Like, it got bad. But one of the things that kind of cured that was moving. When we moved to my mom and stepdad's, it wasn't our house. It wasn't our normal routine. We were And, I was sleeping in a bedroom with our daughter. Ed was sleeping in a bedroom with our son. So we were separated at that point, separated in 2 different rooms. I couldn't sit out in the living room and do whatever I wanted to do. So because other people were sleeping, so I just ended up going to bed with my daughter when she had to go to bed. It took a while. I would lay there sometimes and just like stare at the ceiling. But sorry, I'm trying to catch up on what everybody's talking about. Yeah. And it got bad. And I know it used to drive Eddie crazy because I would be up till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and finally come to bed. It wasn't intentional. It wasn't something that I said, well, I just don't want to do. I don't want to go to bed. It was like my only time to have peace and quiet and just be by myself. And then the ice cream just added a little bonus. I got to treat myself. So scallop potatoes. I haven't made those, and Eddie's been asking me off and on throughout the years to make them. I just don't know if anybody else would eat them but him. Anything potato. At this point, right? Ashley. Anything. So I know Ashley will know what I'm talking about, but the other day Eddie had gone to Mighty Fine Burgers for lunch, and they make their own potato chips. Well, he took a picture of the bag and sent it to a group of us, and on it said MF chips. And Ashley was like, I don't know what MF is, but I want some MF chips. And it was like, we were talking about how they probably need to change that because it can totally mean something completely different. But it's supposed to, stand for Mighty Fine. But yes, the marketing people weren't. Either maybe they did it on purpose. I don't know. Truffle oil. I haven't ever used it. Sounds interesting. You'll eat any form of potato, but not scalloped. Yeah. It was just funny. Yes, ma'am. Cheese square. I don't. Can you please leave that alone? We have like the cheese sticks, like the square sticks. Well, those I bought some. Sorry, talking to a child. I bought some, but I think I have those for one of the dinners for this week or for one of these days. So I don't want y'all to eat it all up before I'm able to use it. You can have one of the cheese sticks. There's either string cheese or there's the Colby Jack one. You can go look and see what there is, but it seems like every time we get on here, we start talking about food, and we start making everybody hungry. Because last week I was asking for dinner ideas. which I figured out all my dinners, and I actually got on the computer and typed out everything and printed it and put it up on my refrigerator so I would have like a visual to know what I could make. Write it down, Jen. Truffle oil. Yes, sir. Okay, I wrote it down, Ed. I know some of y'all hear me call him Eddie. That's how I've always known him, as Eddie. And he always introduces himself as Ed, and it throws me off because I don't call him Ed. So even when I'm trying to like talk to people either on like text or chat or something, I'm like Ed, I have to stop myself because I'm so used to typing Eddie or saying Eddie. And that's not even really his first name. That can be a question for our giveaway, is what is Eddie's real first name? And it's not Edward. I'm going to write that down too. I don't know. I think I've said it before, but I'm going to write it down. I may have to kind of throw it out there here and there and say, yeah, here's some hints. Let's see. Oh, hey, Overlook. Thanks for dropping in. I guess you said Mark. So I guess, Mark, thanks for dropping in. That would be awesome. Amy, you can't message him on Facebook and ask him. His Facebook is logged into this computer, so it popped up. Oh, that's funny. Sneaky, sneaky. Oh, man. Busted. Nope, not Edwin. So his middle name is Edward, but his first name he doesn't really go by. So most people don't know it. That would be a good video to see. A garden update. Salsa garden. That would be pretty cool. I know we keep talking that we're going to try to like do a quick little run through of what little garden we have this year. But it just seems like we never can get to it. Gossmania, hey. I know there was some other lives going on this morning that started a little bit before us, so I didn't know how many people would actually pop in, but figured, hey, what the hey, we can go live and chat with whoever feels like coming on. Apple peppers. Yeah, what are apple peppers? Is it kind of like a sweet pepper? Trying to think of, because I was thinking for our giveaway, we could ask like a question or maybe two questions, maybe two giveaways. Maybe ask one hard question and one easy question. Nathan isn't your first name. See, See, that makes me curious. It's like, what is it? But I thought about, you know, asking a couple of questions. Sneaky, sneaky. I'm gonna have to write that down. Apple pepper. I think that's what it's. Yeah, apple pepper. Check it out. It's always nice to kind of get some different things growing, especially considering we've kind of thought about got the seeds for Seed Saver Exchange. Okay. You have some ideas for questions? Okay. All right. Well, I got one at least. You promise you won't play that one. But one of the things that we had kind of considered doing was doing like little oh, that's too easy. Anybody who's seen him in person will know what his favorite car brand is. I guess you could say what's kind of the overall brand name, not just the specific one. Yeah, what tattoo? Because that just gives it away. I wonder. I think Nathan might get that one. But one of the things we had kind of thought about doing as to kind of help with as a supplement income is doing like little seed starts of different things and taking them to the farmer's market and selling them. But, you know, we didn't want to just do the kind of basic, you know, tomatoes and stuff like that. We want to do something a little bit different, maybe that people wouldn't really start on their own, but be something interesting. I like the sweet pepper would probably do well. Going to eat barbecue and go to get parts for the mower. See y'all later. All right, Eddie. He's not getting good barbecue, though. He's just kind of getting... It's not horrible, but it's not the best. He's just getting Bill Miller. Beans. Okay. See, that's like, okay, that would be something I can ask you guys. What would be an interesting seed start that you think people would buy if we were to do that and take them to like the farmer's market? I mean, you want to do like the basics like tomatoes and stuff, but something that's kind of maybe like one off that most people wouldn't think about, but once they get one, they're like, oh, maybe start doing that. We found some oh, now I can't remember what they're called, but they're a very mild jalapeno pepper plant. So I scrape the seeds out, then you just get the, yeah. Okay. I'm going to write all these down because I am going to start like looking into a bunch of stuff so I can get those things started. Seed start ideas. Pimento peppers are good. Beans, watermelons, eggplants, odd variety plants. Yeah. Beans. Yellow pear tomatoes. And see, like this year we grew, I don't think I have any. We had, we grew some yellow boy tomatoes, and they finally ripened enough that we could start using some of them. And I used some on their sandwiches the other day, and Eddie said he actually likes them a lot better than just regular tomatoes. So yellow pear tomato. Gosh, yet. Cherry tomatoes. Yeah. Elderberry. See, and that was something like I even want to do elderberry, but I don't really know how to get that started. So because I know that's one of those, it's a popular thing, right? Especially right now. You hear about it all the time, but I don't see much of anything around here that people do. I don't know if they just don't have it or what. So I need to find. But yeah, elderberry is definitely something I've been interested in, and I know y'all have a bunch of it. I'm sure y'all could be good sources of information on that. I'd be very grateful. We can use help. It's nice to have people who have that knowledge that can help you with things. It's like my stepdad, he's a beekeeper, and he's been doing it for 40 years. So even though, we don't have bees right now, but I know eventually we want to get, just a hive or two just for stuff for us, for, pollination reasons, and, just because help the bees out. But I know we have that big source of information, if we ever get to that point. Exactly. Whole reason for this community. Okay. Sugar Rush Peach Hot Pepper. See, I can't. Hot stuff and me don't mix. You can harvest the berry and plant them. Oh, can you harvest the berry? That's the whole reason. Yes, this community is awesome. That's one of the things, like, I guess it's why I've kind of felt more comfortable with getting on here and going live and whatnot, is not only did, we get to go to the Bayou Bash, and meet a lot of you guys. So you kind of got that face-to-face interaction, but it just really concreted to me what the community was really about. It's not just about having a channel and getting numbers and, trying to get monetized or whatever, or get viral. It's really about just helping each other out and building each other up. And I think that's amazing, and I love it. Let's see. Me too, Rachel. So far, I mean, there's always going to be people in every community that you don't necessarily click with, and you don't really hang around a lot or talk to a lot, but there's is still, they have knowledge and information that they can pass on. So it's good to have a way to, still communicate and pass out that information to everybody. And I mean, you're not going to like everybody, but that's just life. We can all be adults. I cannot really care for you, but I can still be around you and be respectful. Yeah, exactly. We can all learn from each other. And that's, one of those things that I've always had a hard time watch my videos and do the opposite. No, well, you know what? Even things that when things don't go right, we all learn from it. So if something doesn't work, and even if you make a video on something that has not worked or maybe wasn't a conventional way of doing something and it did work, that's just more knowledge that is getting spread out. Because, I mean, I'm sure all of us have failed in something and was like, man, now I just feel so stupid that I failed. But if we have something that we can share, even that failure, it's a lesson for the people around us. Yeah, let us know what not to do. Yeah, exactly. Because I know I don't like, messing up on things, but that's how we learn. Mm-hmm. But I personally have always felt kind of, I've never been one that is fit in necessarily. My wild-haired child.
Hi.
Okay, you can say hi, but that this is live. They see you. Now you're gonna be shy. Hopefully, starting bees will have a whole question for you. Maddie, what are you doing? But you don't get back there because that's where the power cord is. Go back that way, please. Do you need something? Okay. She's cute, but she's a pale. But I tend to be very quiet and very reserved and very shy, especially at first. I mean, I know talking on here has helped, but when we were at the bash, like I just kind of stayed over at the kids' table. It wasn't because I was trying to be antisocial. It's just I'm socially awkward, and so I felt like I'll just stay with the kids, and at least I know I can't I can't be too crazy there. I can't say something too goofy. Stop, baby. Yeah. My mom and daughter killed a bunch of plants, but not following instructions. Yeah. And sometimes people have to learn the hard way.
Is water still on?
Water still on for what?
What?
No, I didn't water them this morning because it rained last night. or early this morning. People want me to see your tongue. Okay. Go ahead. Killed an elevator. See, and I don't have a green thumb. Like Eddie is the green thumb between the two of us. So I have a few herb plants that I have in my kitchen that I probably need to go ahead and get them in a bigger pot. But I am very surprised I haven't just completely murdered those, because see, I'm bad about that. Like, I can keep kids alive, but give me a plant and I'll probably kill it.
I gave you a plant.
Yeah, my daughter, one of the things they did for in kindergarten was just before the end of the year for Mother's Day, they planted a little pot with some little seeds, and she brought it home, and I was like, oh, that's awesome, thank you so much. I'll have to try to make sure I water it and let it grow. And I said, do you know what kind of plant it is? No, I don't know, I just put some seeds in the dirt. I'm like, okay.
They were mixed up.
Yeah, she said they were mixed up. She said, I don't know, I just threw some stuff in there.
I got mixed up seeds.
But so far I was actually able to keep it alive, and it actually did grow, and it bloomed some pretty little flowers. But I was very surprised. I am not the green thumb in the family. I'm trying to get better, but like I said, I can keep my kids alive, but
I know where it is.
I know you know where it is. I just don't know if you can do it by yourself. Maybe set your cup on the floor.
Can I use the same straw?
Yeah.
In the same cup?
You might want to get some ice because it's not cold.
Alright.
Threw it away. What? I think you'll be fine as long as you just be careful. You think your tummy's okay now? Okay. Do you think you can get Zeke some too?
Yes. Zeke, can you get your cup?
And probably have to get a new cup. You have to get him a new cup.
Did you get the doll? In a second.
So I'm glad nobody ever gave me that. Because they said, if you keep this plant alive, maybe you can have babies. Well, I think I would never have had kids. Hey, Stringfield. But yeah, I wish I had a green thumb. It seems like Eddie does really well with just putting something in dirt and making it grow.
It's one of those cups.
Can you reach it? Why don't you get the stool?
I said you can go get it.
And now Eddie brought home some baby chicks the other day. So we have 10 more little babies in the little thing over here with their little heat light. And they're very active little babies. Yeah, they're supposed to be all hens, so we'll see. Because the last group that we got, we're supposed to be hens, and hey, Zeke, you can't reach it. That's why she needs to do it. Zeke, let her do it. Does anybody want a 4-year-old?
I need one more help. I told you. Want me to do it?
Oh my goodness.
And I just needed one more help. I told you can't do it.
I can't even remember what we were talking about now. Oh, baby chicks. So, yeah, we have the last set.
What do you want after this one?
Hi.
Yes.
Hello, hello. More people, yay. We got the last group of babies that we got were supposed to be hens, and we ended up with 6 roosters and 4 hens. And now, the other day we noticed that 2 of our roosters are missing in action. They were, because we let them kind of just free reign throughout the day, and then they go in their little coop at night. Yeah, he brought home 10 babies. Because he calls me, and because he went to the Rockdale General Store, and he said, "Hey, I'm gonna go here and pick up some deer coin." Okay. Calls me about 15-20 minutes later. Shh, Madeline, you don't need to yell. He's right there. But he. Are you sure, Nathan, you don't want a 4-year-old? I'm sure he'll be helpful to drive you nuts. But he calls me about 15 or 20 minutes later. He said, "Hey, guys, Madeline, don't turn it down, please. Kids." But every time I try to talk, they get loud. Bubba, be careful. So they're trying to pour their own juice. So I'm like sidetracked. Y'all want to come say hi? People are saying hi to y'all. Be careful with the cuts.
Hi.
Here comes Mr.
Hi.
But yeah, sorry. You know, it's like kids just make your brain just go in like 35 different directions, and you can't ever stay focused. But yeah, he calls me like 10 or 15 minutes later, and he was like, "Hey, I need you to go get that metal tub and just kind of rinse it out and make sure it's good and dry by the time I get home." And I was like, "Okay, why?" He's like, "I don't know." And in the background, I'm hearing this cheep, 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 cheep. I'm like, he's like, I got some more babies. I'm like, oh. I was like, golly. He said, "We need more chickens." So I guess kind of hard to say anything now. That's why he's not allowed to go shopping by himself, because he always buys something he didn't go for. Yeah. Hope he didn't get in trouble. He didn't get in trouble. He just kind of got an eye roll. I was like, fine. But, you know, it's weird because these babies seem a lot more, I don't want to say tame, but they're just more friendly. Like the last ones we had, anytime you got, had to like get it in there to get their water or their food and get it changed out, like they just freaked out. These guys, they like try to come and like crawl up all over your hands. Like they're a lot more friendly. So maybe we'll have some sweet chickens. Because we have one rooster that I'm about ready just to rip his head off, because he's not very, he hasn't like hurt the kids, but he's kind of run at them a couple times, and he thinks he's slick because he waits for you to turn around and then he starts trying to come at you. But yeah, I'm hoping our older hens, the few that we have, will start laying soon. They're about 4 or 5 months old, so.
How many months?
Yeah, mama brain. Huh?
How much were these babies? How many months were these babies?
These are only a couple, like maybe a week or two.
They're like only 2 weeks old.
Oh, lost 5 to a predator. Well, see, this is like our 3rd or 4th set of babies. So, be careful. Don't break those, Maddie. Just Madeline.
Can we have respect?
Not right now. We had our very first set. We got them to the point where they could go outside because it was, still late winter, early spring. You all right? So we got them outside. We got them in their little coop, and we had our second set that we had got, and they were starting to get to that point, but they were still too young to really be outside all the time. So we had them in a smaller container, but we had had some chicken wire over top so they couldn't jump out, and we were trying to get them acclimated to being outside. So we had them outside. Well, we had some stray dogs come up on the property, and we didn't even hear them at first, but they got all of our babies, and they got into our chicken coop and killed all but one of the older ones. And so that was a frustrating mess. Yeah, that's what I've been thinking about with this one. And see, the one that survived is that mean rooster. So I kind of think that he's just, been traumatized, and so he's just kind of mean. But, well, one of those dogs didn't make it because he got himself locked. He got himself stuck in the top of the coop, and he was like a big lab, yellow lab or white lab. It might have been a mix because he didn't look just like a purebred. And he got himself stuck in the top of our chicken coop. Well, Eddie called the sheriff just to, find out what we wanted to do, because, his idea was to just take care of it, but we didn't. We were fairly new to the area, and we don't want neighbors being mad at us. So he actually called our neighbor. Our neighbor came over. The sheriff came, and the neighbor, a lot of their family lives all around us. And so he said that wasn't any of their dogs. And the sheriff said, well, you have 2 options. He said, either you can take care of it, he said, or I can get animal control here. They'll take him and they'll euthanize him. So either way, he's pretty much done. Well, all right, Summer, have a good one. One dog ran off, and then the one that got stuck in the coop, Eddie was gonna he went to go open the door of the coop, and he snarled and snapped at him, and that was pretty much a done deal. So yeah, he got taken care of. It's sad because you don't want to do that but you got to do what you got to do. And being that they're killing other animals, livestock or whatever, I'm sure they probably killed somebody else's animals. But so that was 2 sets of chickens that we had that were got taken away from us. So we got another set, and we were surprised because I didn't know how that one that survived would do with new babies or newer chickens. But he's very protective over them, but it's just mean. Yeah, I don't know. We haven't seen the other one, but like a day or 2 later, we heard shots down the road. So we kind of wonder if it got into somebody else's, onto somebody else's property, and we're tearing up stuff. Because that was the other thing, they tore up our garden too. We had our garden not far from where the chicken coop was, and they just, everything we had already kind of started and planted, they just tore it to pieces. Yeah. See, and that's the one thing, like I told Eddie that I don't like that chicken because he's, you know, kind of mean and aggressive, and he just kind of looks nuts. Like, he kind of gives you those crazy looks. But he's kept the other chickens safe. We haven't had any other issues. Like, I know we have raccoons and we have had skunks, because you can tell when you've had skunks. But nothing has gotten the chickens. And we did, Eddie had put like hot wire around their coop, and yeah. If the name fits, you know, just saying. But sorry, I don't usually wear my hair down because it drives me crazy. As you can tell, I'm constantly messing with it. But he's been keeping the others, you know, safe. We had hot wire on it for a little while, and we still have it on there, but we haven't been actually plugging it in. We just close the door and lock it. And so far, I mean, nothing's been messing with them. So I don't know. I'm just hoping that when I knew what you meant though. I just hope when we are able to put these babies outside that they're okay. We have a second coop, so they won't be all together with the older ones, at least for a little bit. But yeah, right now we had 6 or 7 roosters. Now we're down to like 4 or 5. So, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, the 2 that we lost recently, we wish we hadn't lost, because we had one that he was the dark, like green and red, kind of the classic rooster look. He was little. He was so cute. He was little. He was super cute. Well, we after we came back from the bash, I hadn't noticed him being gone, but the next weekend I went to a birthday party for my best friend's little boy, and we stayed the night. Well, Eddie had called me, and he said, "Have you seen the colorful rooster?" And I said, "I thought he's been there," but he said, "I haven't seen him in the last 2 days. I think something got him." So he disappeared. We haven't found any feathers or nothing. He just gone. So I wonder if kind of maybe like a hawk, or we do have owls, but the chickens usually aren't out at night, but who knows. And now yesterday, we had a gray one. He was another one that was really cute. He was just a light gray color, and he was another little tiny thing. Yeah, that's what I was wondering if it was a hawk. But I know he was here most of the day because they like to wander around in the back here, and that's where, like, the kitchen window I can see out there. It's how I know when they're getting into our garden. I have to go out there and spray them with a water hose. But they were just all back here, and I kind of heard some commotion, but I thought they were just squawking at each other because some of the younger roosters have been kind of fighting with each other, which we were thinking about getting rid of some of them anyway because of that. But I heard a little bit of scuffling, they come chirping and hawking at each other. Well, that evening, Eddie comes home, and he was outside, and he said, I haven't seen that gray rooster. I was like, He was just out there a little while ago. Hello, Claybank. How are y'all? So I don't know. We don't know if it's a hawk or if maybe because we have the white rooster, that's the mean one, and then we have a big black and speckled rooster. And see, I don't know the breed names. Black and speckled rooster, and he's actually bigger than our white one. He's huge. He's been kind of picking on some of the little ones. So we don't know if maybe something got the gray one or if that big one killed him. So, but again, it was like I walked around in the back and and they like to hide in our wooded area during the day because it's shaded and cool back there. And plus bugs. So normally they kind of stick around this back area in the woods. So we kind of poked around back there, but we never, again, no sign of him, just gone. So I don't know. So we're down 2 roosters, which, like I said, necessarily isn't a bad thing, but it's just not 2 the ones we wanted to get rid of. Yeah, see, that's why I thought because Eddie was like, I think, maybe they're killing the little ones, but I would have thought we found something, and we didn't find nothing. No feathers, nothing. That's like, it's the weirdest thing. Especially if there's any kind of like scuffle, there would be feathers, but oh my goodness. That's crazy. Yeah. Yeah, and they were both small, so. But now we have the big black one and the big white one, and then we have 2 others that are smaller than those 2, and they almost look like twins. They're like light brown and dark brown, kind of just scattered. Oh. Yeah, kind of. But so, but hopefully we can get these babies. Hopefully they're supposed to be guaranteed females. We got them from a different place. The first few we got from Tractor Supply. And these we got from the general store, and they get their babies from Ideal Poultry. So they're supposed to have more of a better reputation. Dr. Pepper run. I just drank coffee and tea. Oh my goodness. I think this is the longest live I've done. Last 2 have been like around 50 minutes. And now we're over an hour. I just realized it. Oh, man. I don't know what that is. So one of the things we've been dealing with, you have a chicken tank. That is awesome. That is hilarious. Don't tell Eddie, because he'll try to copy. But so when we moved out here, we had T-Mobile phones in a service, and it doesn't work out here pretty much anywhere. What? What? I don't think it was on purpose. Are you okay? You need a hug? Come here. But we had. Have you done it? Okay. But yeah, we had T-Mobile, and it didn't work out here for nothing. Like, and we tried to do one of those little booster things to try to boost signal, and it would somewhat work, but it still wouldn't get hardly nothing. My mom and stepdad have Sprint, and it works okay at their house, but over here and in towards town, it doesn't work at all. So we ended up going. We were trying different things. So we were trying, just the pay-as-you-go stuff, just to see what would work. We ended up going with AT&T, and we just decided, well, you can do the pay-as-you-go, and you can still pay it monthly, and it was cheaper for our two phones that way than it was through a contract service. But ever since we have changed to that, we get the most random calls. And I know it's because it's a recycled number, but you would think that after almost 6 or 8 months of us telling these people you have, the wrong number, these people don't have this number anymore, they would get it. Well, that's understandable. When you have family in, it's nice to spend time with everybody. One of the things we got to do when we went to the Bayou Bash is we got to stop at my uncle's. They live in Mansfield, Louisiana, and I hadn't seen them in a while. Probably since my cousin passed away. But so we got to visit with them, and that was nice. Hadn't really got to, and even the last couple times that we had seen them, it had been like at a big family thing, so you don't really get to sit down and visit very much. It's so much going on, so that was nice. It's nice to visit with family and just kind of take a break from other stuff. But crazy mess. Yeah, and see, like we did the AT&T, and it was basically the price for both of our phones was almost the same price for one of them through T-Mobile or Sprint. It's just ridiculous. I don't understand. Good. How are you doing? Oh my goodness, that's crazy. It's like that's 30 years. That should have been more than enough times. But yeah, we get, and like the other day, so when we bought our last house, the people it was a rental before we bought it. The people who had rented it also had the last name of Perry. So we, all of our paperwork went to them because they had a, forward change of address. So because the last name was Perry, all of our stuff got sent to them. And so I guess because we have that connection, the other day, and that was 5+ years ago, and now this is a different phone number than what I had then. But I got a phone call for Chris Perry, who was people before the other Perrys, for him. And I'm like, how did they even get that number? Because it wasn't even the same number I had then. Well, I'm glad you were able to come on for a few minutes at least. Well, being at work, I know. Yeah, well, that's something like Eddie was talking about the other day. He has videos that he wants to get put up, but between work and everything else, he just doesn't have the time for it. That's awesome. Thank you so much. We love it. That's what we were talking about that earlier. That's what we love about this community is the support you have. Whether it's, just the support here or, sharing information, sharing experiences, all that. It's just an awesome thing. Well, then that's the other thing. You get busy sometimes, and after you're done doing whatever you're doing, you're like, oh, that would have been a good video to post, but don't always think about it. Yes, be true and stay loyal. Exactly. Like I know, out there getting stuff out of the garden, I bring it in. I'm like, oh, I should have taken a. Good Lord. Babies are trying to jump out. Awesome. Yay. But, get stuff out of the garden. And like sometimes I'll take pictures, but I don't ever think to take video. It's just, I haven't got wired yet. Oh gosh. Well, if you notice, like I make sure that the camera is this way, not down, because nobody needs to see the fluffiness down here. So I try to get from the shoulders up. Yay. I'm sure Eddie will be on. See, and that's one of the things, like between the two of us, like Eddie's really good about being in the chat. Like he can chat and talk and joke with people, and he'll go and watch videos and make comments, and I try to, but I'm just not as good at it as he is. So he does really good with that. I can do this every now and then. But probably just a few more minutes and then I'll hop off of here so I can get the kids some lunch. They're over here snacking. I know. I'm trying to push myself out of my comfort zone. Thank you. I'm trying to push myself out of my comfort zone just so that it is a family thing and not just Eddie doing things, because he's already doing so much, and I can take some stuff. I can do something. I just gotta step out of that comfort bubble. Yeah, he's the networking half, which is funny because before, a couple of years ago, no, he would probably be less of a talker than I am, but I guess because we found our people, he's got it. He's doing it. He's talking and networking and getting to know people, and yep. So, I mean, even me doing, and one of the things, like we were talking the other night, I find going live easier than making videos, because to me, like making videos, you can stop and restart, and even if you mess up, you can just get rid of it, start it over. With a live, you're just There you are. There's no editing there. Oh, Nathan. We like y'all too. I was watching one of your videos the other day, Nathan, and I saw Tempe on there, and I was like, "Hey, Maddie, look!" And she's like, "Is that my friend Tempe?" I said, "Yeah, there she is." Yeah, finding the right group, just the right community makes all the difference. Because then you have that little bit, that support and that little bit extra cushion to make you feel comfortable. So even though you're going outside your normal comfort bubble, you still have that support and that comfort outside. Yeah, we don't do drama. Yeah, we tried to avoid drama as much as possible. That would be awesome. Maddie and Zeke, they loved Tempe. She was such an awesome little kid, little girl, young lady. Not really a little girl, but yeah, I don't like drama. And that was like, we were even talking in Sunday school yesterday, how it's amazing how you change. So one of the ladies was talking about how they had recently gone to a shower, I don't know if it was like a baby shower or what, but they went to a shower, and a lot of the people there started, drinking pretty heavy and just getting kind of crazy. And she said, I was sitting back just going, wow, I don't know why I ever liked this. This is just not who I am anymore. And she was just ready to be done, ready to go. And that's what we find with a lot of things. Like, you walk into a situation, what used to be, something that would be a normal, fun activity, you go in and go, well, this isn't for me anymore. So we tend to find that we're walking away from a lot more than we're walking into. Yeah, drama is not for this mom. I love that. I love that. Yes. That is awesome.
Mom, can we have a cookie?
No, I'm gonna make y'all lunch in just a little bit. Yes, she is a good girl, Nathan. Y'all are doing awesome. Yeah. Well, people, I mean, you can tell when somebody isn't being real, when they're not. I mean, it might be funny or interesting at first, but after a while that kind of dissipates, it goes away. And when you find people who are being real and straightforward and just being who they are, you can actually build a friendship, a relationship, a community on that. So that's, the best advice anybody can give right there. Be yourself. Because you're always going to run into people who are critical and who will judge you and either like you or don't like you. So you might as well just be who you are and keep moving. Keep going forward. Because, yeah. I know. It's exhausting to pretend to be something you're not. I totally agree too. I'm gonna write down drama is not for this mama. That is, I love that because that is how I feel. Like, yeah, no drama, please. And I think what really gets me is when people drag their kids into drama to try to, like, I guess, make it bigger, and it just makes me so mad because you want to be acting all dramatic and stupid and everything. That's your own thing. You're an adult, but don't drag kids into it. Mm-hmm. Well, and if you're not being who you are, even if you get people to like you, they like a fake version of you, not you. So eventually it's gonna die off anyway. Yes. T-shirt. Trauma is not for this moment. I think I would wear that all the time. Yeah, you just want to slap people. Ugh. Well, what's sad is when you come across adults who have children and their children are more mature than their parents. Something obviously has gone right with the child, but what is broken in that parent? And it makes you kind of step back and be like, God must have blessed you with that child that has sense because you don't have any. So somebody around you needed some. All right. Have a good day. Don't work too hard. So my daughter is asking me if she can wash clothes. She's 6. So this last week I started having her help with laundry just because I figured, she needs to start doing stuff, chores or whatever. She needs to start helping out. And I really didn't know how that would go over. Now she's bugging me every 20 minutes. Can I start some laundry? Can I start some laundry? So it's not a bad thing. I don't mind handing over the baton of laundry, but she won't fold it, so I still have to fold it.
I only fold little stuff. I can't do shirts.
Yeah, you need a t-shirt guy now. But and she's so, being that she is only 6, she's a tiny little thing here. We have one of our table benches in front of the washer, so that she can stand up on that to get the clothes out. And the other day she was switching laundry from the washer to the dryer, and we still stand there and help her, but she was putting stuff in the dryer and she's like, "This is hard work, Mom."
Being a parent is hard.
Yeah, that's her latest thing. Being a parent is hard. Because the other day I was busy doing something after Zeke got out of the shower, and I asked her to help him get some clothes out of his dresser. She does do a wonderful job. I am very proud of her. She's doing awesome. But I asked her to help Zeke get some clothes out of his dresser, and she brings some stuff out.
Mom,
Yes, sir.
could you tell me around for me?
Yeah, in just a second. I'm actually going to get off here in just a minute and make y'all lunch and stuff, okay? But she comes out with a few things and she goes back in and has to get something like some shorts or pants or something. She's like, "Man, parenting is hard work." I was like, well, now that you know that, maybe you should be a little more nice to me and Daddy and help us out some. Yeah. But I know a lot of people have got to get to doing stuff. I probably should get off here so I can get the kids some lunch and whatnot. And actually
fix laundry.
Yeah, Maddie wants to do some laundry. I've created a laundry monster, but that's okay. I can handle a laundry monster. She isn't dating until she's 97. Oh, goodness. What?
Zeke wants to do the same thing, though.
Yeah, he wants to help, which is fine. He can help.
Yeah, he said he can do the...
Okay, let me get off
here.
Okay, let me get off here. Okay. Okay, sorry. Sidetrack. What does everybody say? Squirrel. But I'll let everybody get off of here and get to doing what you're doing. I need to clean my kitchen and clean the house. I just don't want to, but I need to. But I appreciate everybody coming in. Nathan and them say hi.
All right.
You remember who they are? Tempe and Nathan and Johnny. But I hope you all have a wonderful and blessed day. Zeke, they said hi to you too. All right. He's my man, a few words. Hold on. God. All right. Well, y'all have a great day, and I'm sure I will get to talk with you guys again soon. I'm going to try to do the live thing at least every Tuesday if I can. I may not do it every Tuesday depending on what's going on, but oh, it's raining. I wish it would actually rain here, not just sprinkle a little bit and get hot. But all right, y'all have a good one, and we will talk soon, I'm sure.
Bye.
Y'all have a good one. Bye.